So hi Vic,
Hello
welcome
there.
back to Distillery Corner,
We are
and
back.
we are looking at Glenkinchie now.
Down to the Lowlands.
Yeah, I think one of the few Lowland distilleries that managed to stay
Absolutely.
open throughout.
I don't know the numbers, but there seem to be hundreds in the Lowlands, and it came down to very few. And Kinchy has been one that's kind of kept going.
Yeah.
Because it's associated with Diageo and Johnny Walker. They needed it for the blends, so I think that's why it kept running.
Yeah, and it is a key sort of cornerstone of Johnny Walker, and consequently has been one of the distilleries that's had this huge upgrade and investment in the visitor centre.
Had a huge investment in the visitor centre. Now it's one of the four corners.
Yeah.
So you've got Kinchy, Cardew, Kalila and Clynelish. That are the four corners. And of course you've got the super duper home on the end of Princess Street as well now. But yeah, Glenkinchie, one of the cornerstones of Johnny Walker, but a single malt in its right as well. So for a long time, it was part of the Classic Six at Diageo, representing the Lowlands. It had a tiny, tiny little bit of peat in it for a while when it was one of the Classic Six. But now it's you could say it's a traditional Lowland. It's quite light, unpeated, matured in ex-bourbon casks to give it, so it's light floral. But it's quite interesting. Glenkinchie is different in that it's got worm tubs.
Right. Oh, interesting.
So when the new make spirit, if you're in the distillery and you smell at the safe, you get really strong sulphury notes. So it's a sulphury meaty spirit, but then when you mature it in ex-bourbon casks, that sulphuriness attaches itself onto the char on the inside.
Yeah.
It takes that sulphuriness away, and then you're left with the sort of floral, cereal, sweet notes that you get from the fermentation.
And this is very often much described as a breakfast whiskey.
Yes, it's light.
Yeah.
How would you say it? Light and delicate.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bit too light for someone who's used to a bolder whiskey. But hey, it's a good single malt. It sells well. But most of the production, I think about 90% of the production
is for Johnny Walker.
For Johnny Walker
right.
blending.
Yeah. And quite an extensive core range, or quite
there's
small,
not a lot
that,
actually for Glenkinchie.
No.
They have the 12-year-old
and maybe a few
flora
special
and fauna and a few specials, distillery releases, and there'll be the put it in a sherry cask as well. The Classic Six are all matured in sherry casks.
Right.
That extra range. So there's not a lot of core range of Kinchy, and you don't see much independent bottlers around either.
No. But just sort of 10 miles south of Edinburgh,
10 miles,
easy to access if you're in Edinburgh, and I think they also can provide a bus to and from Edinburgh.
There used to be a bus, I'm not sure.
Oh, if they stopped that, right.
And of course, if you come and do the diploma.
Well, exactly. It's where we do our tour at the end of day one.
Yeah. So it's a nice distillery to look round.
Yeah.
It's the traditional Victorian buildings in a lovely location as well.
Yeah.
And nice and close to Edinburgh.
Yeah. Excellent. Thank you.